What's there to say about Pokemon Gold and Silver? A lot, actually. New region, new towns, new Pokemon, new rival, new music, new mechanics like breeding and subsequent hatching, a day-night cycle, friendship evolutions, and even a Lapras on Fridays. There's so much more brought to Generation 2 compared to Gen 1. Even then, it doesn't stop there, because you can go to and explore all of the Kanto region itself. You want your Gen 1? You still got it in Gen 2, baby! Heck, Professor Oak and Bill are still here. Team Rocket too. I could gush about Gen 2 for hours. Silver version specifically, because it was my first Pokemon game I ever owned, as well as the first one I ever beat. By beat, I mean defeated every single trainer. I got to see the credits twice, once from beating the League, and another from beating Red, so I consider the game fully beaten in my eyes. I never have, nor will, complete the Dex. It's not for me. Anyways, Silver didn't just have new places to go and new things to see. It had new NPCs as well. To be expected. Yeah. What's an RPG without NPCs to help flesh out the world and make it feel alive? I bring this up because there's one NPC in particular whose first interaction I had with has stuck with me throughout my entire life. This character doesn't even have a name, as far as I know, but their flavor text was one I could not get out of my mind, to this day. Let me back up a bit. The town that this NPC is in is called Ecruteak City. Ecruteak isn't like anywhere else in the game. After dealing with the hustle and bustle of Goldenrod City and Whitney's rollout bullshit, you come across a serene song that encompasses the scene. Things are different here. This city is more humble and laid back, like Violet and Azalea, but quite different somehow. Talking to the locals, you learn a few things, such as there are two towers, each used to house a legendary Pokemon, but ever since one of the towers burned down, both Pokemon flew off, not having been seen since. You once again fight your rival upon entering the burned tower, and he spouts rhetoric about finding legendary Pokemon here. Making your way to the basement of the burned tower, you even see the three legendary beasts wake up and take off for parts unknown, to be encountered at random intervals later. In case I didn't make it obvious, Ecruteak is where all of the legendary Pokemon highlighting takes place. The town builds intrigue and mystery as to even what these Pokemon are. There's one conversation in particular that does this the best in my opinion. In one of the houses, there's an old man, and what I assume is his grandson. Speaking to the old man will get you this dialogue. This happened when I was young. The sky suddenly turned black. A giant flying Pokemon was blocking out the sun. I wonder what that Pokemon was. It was like a bird and a dragon. Having seen the game cases prior to playing the game, my young mind instantly shot to the thought of the Pokemon being Lugia, the box legendary for Silver. The great thing about this story is the old man could have been talking about either Lugia or Ho-Oh. Lugia resembles a dragon, and Ho-Oh resembles a bird. Either way, upon first hearing the story from the old man, my mind was stuck on it for the entire playthrough, up until I had finally encountered Lugia myself within the Whirl Islands. Having that nugget of info to chew on as I made my way throughout Johto was one of the main driving forces for my journey. Aside from simply beating the game, that is. That said, there's even more Lugia foreshadowing once you begin the trek from Olivine to Cianwood. There's a trainer swimming between the Whirl Islands who mentions seeing a large Pokemon flying out from the Whirl Islands during a dark and stormy night. Once you make it to Cianwood, there's a house where three girls are. Each one mentions the Whirl Islands and how there must be a legendary Pokemon within them. Another one says how you must need a silver wing in order for the Pokemon to show itself, since the wing must have the same scent as the creature. After running Team Rocket out of their hideout in Mahogany, and subsequently chasing them from the Goldenrod radio tower, the director of the radio tower will gift you a silver wing, or rainbow wing if you're playing gold version. Once you have that in the Whirlpool HM, you can make your way to the Whirl Islands and traverse the maze-like labyrinth until you come across a waterfall. Traverse down it and enter the entrance to your north, and you'll end up in a room that's mainly water. Once you surf on it, you'll see Lugia waiting for you at the edge of the room. The amount of build-up leading to this moment is so satisfying, but what's even more satisfying is capturing the creature. Upon capture, the Pokédex entry makes note how Lugia was rumored to be seen during the Night of a Storm, a story you'd have heard twice by now. One of the best things about this encounter is that it's entirely optional. This legendary powerful Pokemon isn't part of the main story, nor is it a post-game hunt. It's just there as part of the world you're exploring, and you're more than free to ignore it if you want. Being able to have that choice to track down and capture this legendary Pokemon just out of sheer curiosity helps make this game and region of Johto feel even more wondrous and mythical in its own way. I never wanted to catch them all, but I always wanted to see it all. The Pokemon games were always good about instilling that feeling into me, Silver especially. Even after beating the Elite Four in Red, nothing tops that feeling of wonder and mystery I felt after hearing that story from the old man that first time all those years ago. To this day, it's my favorite Pokemon memory.